This is the event I was talking about earlier when I was walking down Auburn Avenue, and I said there's an event going on. Well, here it is. It's just basically a collection of black-owned businesses, and you know, we out here just doing great things, just trying to support our people, you know. So, you know, okay, so it's called the Sweet Auburn Spring Fest. That's what it's called. They got a little bit of everything: food, herbal products like sea moss, clothing, soaps, all type of stuff. You name it. I just purchased some beautiful products. I got some they have bracelets and Mother's Day gifts and a bunch of other products as well. You know, flowers, baskets, teddy bears, you name it. Garments Creations. Come support these beautiful sisters right here. You know, we definitely got to support small businesses, you know. Definitely got to support small businesses, definitely. You know, they sell jewelry. They got wine sets, bear sets, spa sets. I mean, I know you sisters would love this, so. I appreciate everything you down there with that. Hey, not a problem. Hey, you take care, sister. All right now. Yeah. I'm over here on Wesley Dobbs Avenue at the corner of Peachtree Street, the main drag downtown. And here is the Candler building in the Candler Hotel. And over there is the Central Library of Fulton County. There goes the Weston Tower right there. now we're in the Peachtree Center district. So in this district, you're going to see a series of hotels, a couple of musical venues, restaurants, of course. And there's also a MARTA station. And here's Peachtree Center. This is where the Atlanta streetcar runs. Right here is the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. Over there across the street is a juke joint. And they're playing live music as we speak. And this is the 191 Peachtree Tower. Right here. It's actually taller than that. See? It's the Westin Hotel. The corner of Peachtree and Andrew Young International Boulevard. There goes the Hard Rock Cafe. Rotating at the top. Interesting sculpture. Sitting right out here in front of the Hotel Indigo. And you see these little waterfalls right here. America Smart. Now just to let you guys know, this is going to be either a 2 or 3 part vlog, meaning I'm gonna come back to the city of Atlanta and get some more parts of the city, because Atlanta is just that big, it's just that much to see. So it's going to have to be, it's going to be multiple videos. So this is part 1. When part 2 and part 3 is coming, that remains to be seen, but this is part 1, just so you know. See, today I'm just going to get primarily downtown. I got Auburn Avenue earlier. I'm getting downtown and get Centennial Park area as well. And that'll pretty much do it. And this right here is Truist Plaza. It's the Truist Plaza building. So we're actually getting closer and closer to Midtown. This is the part of Peachtree Street that closes in on Midtown. But this is the Truist Plaza right here. As you can see, a lot of the architecture is still right here. But if you look at this sculpture right here. That's really neat. That's a really nice piece of art right here. Ballet Olympia, Paul Manship, conceived and designed by John Portman. This group, Ballet Olympia, was adapted from Paul Manship's 3-foot bronze figure. I think as a tribute to this renowned American sculptor. So I think that's pronounced Maynard, 1953. It's a cool sculpture. It's a cool sculpture. John Portman is another, I forgot to mention John Portman's name. His name is on a lot of like streets, parks. I never really knew who he was. I used to see it all the time growing up, see his name, but never really knew who he was. Never like bothered to like, you know, do any research or anything like that. He was basically just like a, you know, he was a real estate developer and architect. He had like a lot of futuristic designs for buildings that fit perfectly with the vision of Atlanta, because Atlanta has a lot of modern architecture. Their buildings are, so yeah, John Portman did his thing. On Andrew Young International Boulevard, making my way towards Centennial Olympic Park. And here comes a statue of Andrew Young himself. That's Andrew Young. And let me get a little closer right here. It looks like a replica of it looks similar to the Washington Monument, that golden sculpture right there. This is the Andrew Young Park, and right here it says Andrew Young Plaza was designed to honor and pay tribute to the life, historic contributions, and legacy of Andrew Young. As a leader, preacher, legislator, educator, and ambassador, Young demonstrated his advocacy for human rights. Andrew Young is a legend, and his legacy continues to evolve. So he was also part, you know, Andrew Young was also part of the civil rights movement and the nonviolence movement as an approach to obtaining civil rights for African Americans. Let me go ahead and continue. that view of the city from over here. You see that Ferris wheel right there? It's called the Sky View Atlanta. And right next to that on the left is the Tabernacle. As I just entered the Centennial Park District. And here we are at Centennial Olympic Park. And there goes the Olympic rings to symbolize Atlanta's hosting the 1996 Olympics. And remember, Centennial Park opened in 1996, the same year that the Olympics came to Atlanta. And that was actually a celebration of 100 years of this particular park. And on this Sunday afternoon, on Mother's Day, there's a lot of families and kids out here just enjoying this Sunday afternoon. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful day, man. This reminds me of the time when I was a kid, and occasionally, every now and then, we'll come downtown and we'll go to the Centennial Olympic Park and play in the fountains, and play red light, green light as well in the little grassy areas. So I get nostalgia every time I come back to Atlanta. This is the first time I've been back in a while, and like I said, a lot of fond memories come to mind. As you can see right here, and again, you can still get a nice view of the city from right here at the park. Another thing I forgot to mention, that Atlanta is known as a city of trees. So what they lack in waterfront or riverfront, what they lack in that, they definitely make up with its lush green trees. But it's a lot of green space, like a lot of like open grass areas to sit down, have picnics, run around with the children, all that good stuff. And as you can see over here, these are like some waterfalls right here. Waterfall. Look. Now, if you were to come down to the downtown area of Atlanta, Centennial Park District is by far the most touristy part. I mean, they have a children's museum nearby. They have the World of Coca-Cola. They have the College Football Hall of Fame Museum, and they also have the CNN Center. I just wanted to come out here and capture all the good people out here, just out here enjoying themselves, enjoying this nice sunny afternoon. You see a family over there just having a good time, having a family picnic. Here at Pemberton Place, named after John Pemberton, inventor of the world famous Coca-Cola beverage. And over here we have the world of Coca-Cola, along with the Georgia Aquarium. Now right over here is the Georgia Aquarium. I believe it's the largest aquarium in the United States in terms of square footage. They're definitely known for their beluga whales. But yeah, there goes Georgia Aquarium. Again, great place to bring the children and the family. Very family friendly area over here. And there goes the World of Coca-Cola building right here. Now the World of Coca-Cola building, I do remember this. It actually used to be located near 5 Points downtown. It used to be located near 5 Points. I do remember that. I can't remember how long this building has been over here at Centennial Park, but you can definitely tell by the architecture it hasn't been that long. And in front there goes a sculpture of the bottle top, the Coca-Cola bottle top or bottle cap, where you could actually take a picture in front of it. I see a lot of people taking pictures in front of it. So if you want to have a little photo op, there you go. Again, there goes the World of Coca-Cola building up close. I like how it blends in with the other buildings in the backdrop for downtown, the skyscrapers and everything of that nature, you know. Okay. But we're moving closer to the National Center for Civil and Human Rights. Now this museum hasn't been here that long either. I believe it opened back in 2015 or 2016, because I remember I was still living in Atlanta at the time. In around 2014, I think they were in the process of building it at the time. But here it is, the completed National Center for Civil and Human Rights. And I don't know if you can see it from over here, but you have the Coca-Cola building to the left of this Civil Rights Museum. And they're actually open, but now they're not open now, but they're open in, you know, generally speaking, if you know you want to come while they're expanding. They're adding 2 new wings to this particular building, so they're expanding the building, but it's still open as, you know, they're expanding. They're adding 2 new wings to this building, so it must be very successful. I mean, it's a huge draw for the city for sure, because Atlanta has a huge civil rights history. Again, Montgomery is the big cousin to Atlanta. At least that's how I look at it. Because they both have a lot of history in civil rights. And Martin Luther King Jr. Has ties to both cities, or had ties to both cities. But I had to see further down that way. Down that way is Midtown. So we're actually facing north. It's like Midtown and Tech Square over there where Georgia Tech is located. On our next vlog, we're gonna actually hang out over there. There goes another entrance to the aquarium right over here. And there's even more sculptures right over there for Centennial Park. Love this sculpture right here. There it goes. This is part of the path foundation.org. And I wonder if that is the belt line that they've been talking about, because I remember they've been talking about the belt line in Atlanta for many years. I'm talking about going back to when I was in high school. That's when they would start. So I'm pretty sure they've come a long way in the development of the Beltline project here in Atlanta. But over across the street over there goes the Children's Museum of Atlanta. So it's at the ground level of what looks like this massive residential building. So that's pretty neat. There goes Centennial Olympic Park and the 100 logo engraved in stone. Up here real quick. Okay, so these stones basically show all of the events and the participants and the countries that they represented, as well as the medal that they won in different events. There were so many events and so many participants, they had to have 4 stones individually carved out. So Centennial Olympic Park is not only just a park, it's like almost like an outdoor museum of sorts, with all the monuments and displays and works of art. And I also want to take this time to say RIP to the individuals who were harmed and affected by the tragedy that happened during the 1996 Olympics. That was a Centennial Olympic Park shooting.
Pre-check. It's like a pre-check. Yeah. But you go, they'll do some shit with the eye. Oh, yeah. That's it. Move. Go ahead.